They say love hurts. But betrayal? Betrayal's the kind of pain that fundamentally changes who you are. My name is Michael Winters, and 6 months ago I discovered my wife of 5 years was planning to spend our anniversary night in a luxury hotel suite with her boss. The same suite I had secretly reserved weeks earlier as a surprise. When I look back at that day, I still feel the physical sensation of my world collapsing. That stomach-dropping moment when innocent curiosity turned into soul-crushing revelation. But let me start at the beginning, because what happened next? Well, let's just say karma doesn't always need your help, but sometimes it appreciates a little nudge. I met Vanessa during my final year of business school. She was brilliant, ambitious, with this infectious laugh that could light up even the most sterile corporate boardroom. By our third date, I was already mentally rearranging my future to make space for her. We married 2 years later, a beautiful ceremony at her parents' vineyard in Napa Valley. Her father, a semi-retired hedge fund manager, gave a speech about how I was nearly good enough for his daughter. Everyone laughed. I remember forcing a smile, not yet understanding that wasn't actually a joke. 5 years went by in what felt like 5 minutes. We built our life in Chicago. I joined a promising tech startup while she climbed the ranks at Meridian Financial Services. Her boss, Richard Harmon, was this 50-something silver fox type who'd been featured in Forbes' 40 under 40 inches back, when that still meant something. I met him at company events, where he always greeted me with that same firm handshake and practiced smile that never quite reached his eyes. "Michael, the supportive husband, how's life treating you these days? Still at that tech thing?" I'd nod politely, noticing how his hand would linger just a second too long on Vanessa's lower back as he'd guide her away to introduce her to someone important. But I trusted my wife, completely, without hesitation. That trust is why I didn't think twice about picking up her phone to order Uber Eats when mine died. We'd always had an open phone policy, no passwords, no secrets. It was while scrolling through her email for the delivery confirmation that I saw it. "From Luxury Suites, Chicago subject, your anniversary reservation confirmation." I smiled. For a split second, my heart actually swelled, thinking she had the same idea I did, surprising each other with a romantic getaway. But then I noticed the date. Our anniversary was on Saturday, but this reservation was for Friday the night before. Strange, I thought. Maybe there was some special rate, or maybe she got the dates mixed up. I opened the email. "Dear Mrs. Winters, thank you for your reservation at Luxury Suites, Chicago. We're delighted to confirm your premium king suite with champagne service for 2 guests on Friday, May 14th. 2 guests?" An uncomfortable feeling crept up my spine. I opened the attached PDF. Reservation name, Vanessa Winters. Number of guests, 2 special requests. Late check-in, approximately 8:30 p.m. Privacy service, no calls to room. Rose petal turn down. The room started spinning. My own reservation at the same hotel, the one I'd been planning for weeks as her surprise, was also for the premium king suite, but for Saturday night, our actual anniversary. Same hotel, same suite type, different nights, different intentions. I set her phone down like it was suddenly burning my hand. This had to be a mistake, right? Maybe she was planning some kind of extended surprise, a whole weekend instead of just Saturday. But deep down, I already knew. All those late meetings, the sudden business trips, the new gym routine that somehow never resulted in gym clothes that needed washing. The way she'd been so careful with her phone lately. I picked her phone back up, my hands trembling. The message thread with Richard Work was right there. I hesitated for just a moment. This was the point of no return, before tapping it open. V. Confirmed for Friday. Same place. R. Perfect. I've missed you. This week has been torture. V. Being so close but not being able to touch you is driving me crazy. R. Just one more day. I have something special planned. V. Better than last time? R. You have no idea. I don't remember setting her phone down. I don't remember walking to the bathroom. But I do remember staring at my reflection in the mirror, watching a man I barely recognized, trying to process the complete destruction of his marriage, his trust, his future. Something inside me went very quiet and very cold. I've never considered myself a vengeful person. In fact, I've always been the peacemaker, the reasonable one, the guy who says, let's talk this out. But in that moment, as I stared at my reflection, something fundamentally changed in me. I didn't want reconciliation. I didn't want couples therapy. I wanted justice. That night, Vanessa came home late again. She smiled at me, kissed my cheek, and asked about my day as she poured herself a glass of wine. I watched her carefully for signs, guilt, nervousness, anything. But she was flawless. 5 years of marriage, and I realized I was looking at a perfect stranger. Just the usual, I said, matching her casual tone. How about you? Any exciting plans coming up? She took a sip of her wine, holding my gaze steadily. Just looking forward to our anniversary. You haven't forgotten, have you? I smiled. How could I? 5 years with you. Wouldn't miss it for the world. She smiled back, seemingly relieved. Good. I was thinking maybe we could just stay in. Order from that Italian place you like? So that was the plan. A quiet night in with her husband on Saturday, after her passionate Friday with Richard. The perfect alibi. Actually, I said, I've been thinking we should do something special. 5 years is a milestone. A flicker of something, annoyance, panic, crossed her face before she composed herself. Oh, what did you have in mind? It's a surprise, I replied. Just keep Saturday night open. She nodded a little too quickly. Of course, Saturday. Our actual anniversary. The emphasis on actual wasn't lost on me. The next day, I called in sick to work. As soon as Vanessa left for the office, I began executing what I can only describe as the most meticulously planned revenge of my life. First, I called the hotel. Hello, Luxury Suites Chicago. This is Michael Winters. My wife, Vanessa Winters, has a reservation for tomorrow night. But we need to make some changes. The receptionist was all too happy to help once I provided our address and her phone number as verification. I had them change the reservation payment method from her company card to our joint credit card, the one I managed. Next, I called our bank and reported our credit card stolen, requesting an immediate freeze and replacement. Yes, please cancel any pending authorizations, I confirmed. We wouldn't want any fraudulent charges going through. Then came the email accounts. Vanessa and I used the same password for our Netflix account, and thankfully she used variations of the same password for almost everything. Within an hour, I had access to her personal email, her work email, and most importantly, her cloud storage. What I found was worse than I imagined. The affair had been going on for nearly a year. Photos, videos, explicit messages, weekend getaways disguised as business trips. There was an entire digital record of my humiliation. I downloaded everything. By mid-afternoon, I had transferred half of our joint savings into a new private account. By evening, I had contacted a divorce attorney and secured an appointment for Monday morning. I packed a suitcase with everything I couldn't bear to leave behind and booked a one-way ticket to San Diego, where my college roommate had been begging me to visit for years. The final touch? I ordered a small bouquet of flowers to be delivered to our home on Saturday evening, our anniversary, with a card that simply read, "Truth is the ultimate luxury. Enjoy your weekend." Friday arrived. Vanessa left for work wearing a new outfit I'd never seen before. She kissed me goodbye with promises of a quiet, romantic anniversary the next day. "I can't wait to celebrate with you tomorrow," she said, her eyes not quite meeting mine. "It's going to be unforgettable," I replied, meaning every word. I tracked her phone throughout the day. Office until 5:30 p.m. Drinks at a bar near the hotel from 6 o'clock to 8:15 p.m. Then, just as planned, she arrived at Luxury Suites Chicago at 8:32 p.m. I imagined her walking confidently through that grand lobby, perhaps meeting Richard at the bar first for a drink. I pictured them sharing knowing glances, playing footsie under the table, his hand on her thigh. I imagined her excitement, her anticipation of a night of passion, all while her husband sat at home, supposedly clueless, waiting to celebrate their anniversary the following day. At 8:47 p.m., my phone rang. It was Vanessa. I let it go to voicemail. She called again, and again, and again. Finally, I picked up. "Hey, what's up?" Her voice was tight, controlled panic. "Michael, there's some kind of problem with our credit card. The hotel is saying the payment didn't go through, and She caught herself. "I mean, I was just picking up something for tomorrow and trying to use our card." "Oh," I said, infusing my voice with innocent concern. "That's weird. Actually, I got a fraud alert today and had to cancel it. They're sending a new one." "Didn't you get my text?" Silence, then. "No, I didn't. Listen, I'm in a bit of a situation here. Could you maybe call the bank or something?" I could hear voices in the background. The hotel staff, no doubt, telling her the reservation would be released without payment. "I already tried," I lied. "They said the freeze takes 48 hours to resolve." "Where are you? Do you need me to come get you?" More silence. I could almost hear her mind racing, trying to figure out an explanation for why she was at a luxury hotel the night before our anniversary. "No, it's fine," she finally said. "I'll figure it out. See you at home later." "Okay, honey. Oh, and could you pick up some wine on your way back? I thought we could start our celebration early." I wish I could tell you I waited at home for the inevitable confrontation. That would have been the mature thing to do. Instead, I was sitting in an airport lounge, nursing a glass of 18-year-old Macallan, watching my phone as the drama unfolded across various platforms. At 9:15 p.m., Richard posted on Instagram. A close-up of 2 whiskey glasses with the caption, "Plans change, solo night at the bar, life happens." At 9:37 p.m., Vanessa texted me. "Got held up at work. Might be very late. Don't wait up." At 10:06 p.m., I received an email notification that Vanessa had ordered an Uber from Luxury Suites Chicago to our home address. And at 10:45 p.m., as I was boarding my flight to San Diego, I executed the final phase of my plan. I had created a private online folder containing a curated selection of their messages, photos, and videos, nothing explicitly sexual, but enough to remove all doubt about the nature of their relationship. I set the folder to automatically email a link to her parents, her brother, my parents, and a select few mutual friends at exactly 11 p.m., with the subject line, "Why I won't be at brunch on Sunday." As the flight attendant asked me to put my phone in airplane mode, I sent one final text to Vanessa. "Happy anniversary. The Luxury Suites." Chicago has a fantastic cancellation policy, by the way. Our reservation for tomorrow night has been fully refunded. Enjoy explaining to everyone why I'm not around for Sunday brunch with your family. I guess some anniversaries are more memorable than others. The plane took off, lifting me away from the smoking ruins of my marriage. I felt no joy, no satisfaction, just a hollow sense of closure. As I sipped champagne at 30,000 feet, I scrolled through photos on my phone. Happier times, Moments I thought were real. I deleted them one by one, each deletion a small funeral for a future that would never come. My phone buzzed with message after message from friends and family who had received the evidence. I turned it off. Whatever chaos was unfolding below, I couldn't bear to witness it in real time. 6 months have passed since that night. I've rebuilt my life in San Diego. New job, new apartment, new routine. I heard through mutual friends that Vanessa was asked to resign from Meridian Financial after their HR department received anonymous evidence of her relationship with Richard. Apparently, he kept his job. The old boys club protects its own. Her father called me once, not to apologize for his daughter's actions, but to berate me for how I handled it. "You could have been a man about this," he said. I laughed for the first time in months. "I was a man about it," I replied. "Just not the kind of man you expected me to be." People ask me if I regret how things ended, the public exposure and the scorched earth approach. They suggest therapy might have been a better first step, or at least a face-to-face confrontation. Maybe they're right. Revenge didn't heal me. Time and distance are doing that work slowly. But when I think about that moment in the hotel lobby, Vanessa standing there with her secret lover, her carefully constructed lies crumbling around her as her card was declined again and again, I can't bring myself to wish I'd handled it differently. Sometimes the most painful endings are the only way to truly begin again. So that's my story, not one I'm proud of, but one I needed to tell. I'd like to think there's a lesson here about trust or honesty or the human capacity for deception. But maybe the only real lesson is this: book your own damn hotel rooms. If you've been through something similar or have thoughts about what you would have done in my situation, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more real-life stories that might just make your own drama seem a little more manageable. Thanks for listening. This is Michael Winters, signing off from my new beginning in San Diego, where the weather is perfect and the women, well, let's just say I'm taking a long break from dating.